Hi, I'm Richard Carrillo, Game Director at Ubisoft Toronto on Starlink Battle for Atlas.
So, Richard, what are you showing new here with Starlink Battle for Atlas?
So right now we're actually showcasing the first 2 hours of the game. You get to play through Act 1 and Act 2. In Act 1, the team enters the Atlas star system, gets ambushed by Grax and his forces, and gets then stranded on a desert planet, trying to repair their ships and take off. We're showcasing that on Nintendo Switch. You get to try out Star Fox, you can try out the R-Wing, really see how that's integrated into the game, and all the love we put into that IP as well.
You guys also have a constructive narrative for the game as well. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the narrative for the game, as you even noticed, when we took Star Fox as a guest into our game, they're integrated fully into the cinematics. You have his whole Star Fox team with him, and there's a lot of love put into every character. So when you swap pilots, all their dialogue changes, and you get to really feel the different types of pilots and different types of characters we have in the game. And you're playing through an entire story campaign through the experience as well.
Can you talk about all the things you can do on these planets? Because I noticed I was gathering, I was building, I was collecting, I was also fighting.
Yeah. So you can explore all these worlds. There's tons of fauna on every planet, lots of ruins, lots of things to explore, gain currency, gain new mods for your ship to modify and make it even better. On top of that, you have all these alien races across all the planets that are trying to survive as well, trying to do their jobs. So tons of different outposts. You can do missions for them, you can ally with them, and get different unique benefits based on each outpost. And you can turn in a lot of the things that you gather with them to upgrade their outposts, to level them up, make them more tough against the Legion threat.
So the Toys to Life platform has kind of struggled with previous titles. What have you learned from those companies that you've applied and made better to your platform specifically?
So we had quite a few goals actually for our game. One being that the entire game can be beaten just with the starter pack. We're not here to sell you tons of toys, say, you need this to beat the game, you need this to open this door. Everything you can do in the game you can do just with the starter pack. If you need a certain element, weapon, instead you can just pick up a barrel, throw it at the door instead, it'll unlock it. So we really wanted to really love the player instead of trying to be hardcore about you have to buy these figurines. We really want them to be purchased because they're amazing collectibles, they look awesome, and they add a lot to the experience. You can swap your wings on any ship, you can really build a unique creation of your own, and then have our creative combat by swapping in different weapons. So it was really about player freedom.
As a gamer, I appreciate that because I noticed that there was a cavern that was surrounded in fire crystals, and I couldn't get through unless I had an ice weapon. But then you said, you can use the barrels too, so you're giving me options.
Yeah, definitely. It's about player freedom. Let them play how they want to play. Let them experience the full game. Try not to lock them away from certain things. Yeah.
Can you talk about what it was like working with Nintendo and what they provided in terms of tech and support to help make Star Fox in the game a reality?
Oh, it was great working with Nintendo. They have a great process. All the approvals happened really cleanly, and they helped us a lot with the audio too, as you've heard in the game. You hear the Star Fox music. We had a great time recording the actors and really bringing them into our world.
Can you talk about the different classes of ship?
Yes, we have 4 different classes of ships. One is a tank ship. Neptune is one of our tank ships that judge pilots. You can have any pilot use it, obviously. And that's going to be, take a lot more of hits, not as agile, but it can really help in combat. With performance class ships, you can jump higher, do tricks, stay in boost for longer, and much more agile, lower health. And you have energy ships, shoot weapons for longer periods of time, and kind of takes a good amount of hits too. And then finally, the rocket class, one of my favorite ships. The Outlaw ships are a rocket class. They have cool motorcycle revving engine type sounds, and can go really fast in straight line boost, kind of like a drag racer type of ship.
So talk about the different elemental types of damage you have in your game, because I noticed we have ice weapons, we have fire weapons, we have energy-based weapons.
Yeah, so there's 5 different sort of elemental classes. The first one being just kinetic. What's great about kinetic is if there's fire enemies or ice enemies, kinetic damage will always work. You don't have to worry about swapping in and out too much, but it's not going to do bonus damage a lot of the time. Then you have fire and ice. Those will counter each other, so if you see an ice enemy, use fire. If you see a fire enemy, use ice. When you use them together on certain enemies, it'll create a thermal shot combo, and that's one of our big things for our creative combat, is all of our elements can be used together to create unique combos, unique opportunities for the player. And then there's stasis, which can put enemies inside this floaty stasis state, takes them out of battle, lets you focus on other enemies or easily take out that enemy. And finally, you saw the black hole weapons. So Crush creates this black hole around enemies, damage over time, and it attracts all bullets in towards the black hole, which is great fun.
Not only can you mod the ship physically, but you can also get mods in-game that modify the weapons even further. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have a really deep mod system in the game. You'll find mods from allies, you'll find them throughout our exploration, or of course taking down enemies. The ships have a ship core, their energy core, that really adds a lot of unique gameplay opportunities. The armor that adds gameplay opportunities where when you parry shots, it might deal more damage to the enemy, it might put them in stasis. There's a lot of unique combos you can create by really diving deep into our mod system, and as well as weapon ammo that can really add big effects to the game on your weapons.